Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm not going to be doing any work on any trees. I just want to run through a few of my trees that I've planted on statues, things like that, just to give you an idea of how it works and how it looks after a couple of years of being done. This one, like the idea or the way of doing it, what I do is, this was a cutting off tree and I planted it in a park, got the roots growing, and then I took it out and then I put it on top of this statue and I wired it to the statue and I wrapped the roots round the statue, as you can see, and you can see his hand there, and I kind of tied them on carefully with a bit of wire or a bit of grafting tape, things like that, and then I bury it in the pot up to here, and then leave it for the year, and then or 6 months, then drop it down a bit, and then a bit more. Now next spring he can come out of this pot. It might go back in this pot, but he can be lifted another maybe inch or so, just to show his feet, because you see his feet are in there. Feet still underneath the soil, and the roots are actually wrapping around his feet as well. But you can see after a year or two, the roots thicken up and really grip hold of him here. The roots are loose here, but actually wrapping in and under him, so the tree is actually rock solid on him. So that's one fella. That's a ficus on him. I'll just pull up another one there now. Okay, here's another one. Again, the same thing. I had this wooden statue. I'm not sure what wood it is, but it's pretty solid wood. It's a carving, and I had it for a while and I didn't know what to do with it. I think I got it in a second-hand shop or something like that. So I planted this fuchsia on top of him, and again the same thing. The fuchsia was quite small when I put him on him. The roots were like very thin, so you could maneuver them easy, wrap them around where I wanted them. You can see now how thick the roots have got now at the base, and again the tree is completely locked onto him. And like that again, buried him to maybe here for the first 6 months or so, dropped it, and I just keep dropping it bit by bit until eventually he's almost out as well now. I'll show you you can see his feet are in there, and he's actually on a little stand himself, so you can actually come up another inch or so, and that's just a little fuchsia on him. So just so to give you an idea, if you're out or if you even have some little ornaments and you think that'd be nice with a tree on him or something on it. So that's another one. I'll just show another one now. Now here's one that I started this year. In the summer I was on holiday in Italy and I got this little statue. I have seen online somewhere that there is a famous bonsai on this same ornament. Obviously bigger and better quality on it than this one, but it was there on a stall, so I picked it up. And as you can see, again, I buried it, and then a couple of months ago I actually had sphagnum moss and that around here, because this was just an air layer off another tree, this Chinese elm. So I had sphagnum moss, and a couple of months ago I cleared off the moss, and you can see the roots are wrapping around the back there, and they're actually coming down underneath. It's hard to see because it's all covered, but in the spring I'll be taking her out of this raising around this again, and my idea is to train this like a kind of umbrella shade over it, so it's kind of up and like this kind of a thing. So as you can see, the way I did it, this one I cable tied the trunk to it, pretty solid. I was going to take this cable tie off, but I thought for the sake of the winter I'll just leave it on and I'll take it off in the spring. As you can see, that's coming along well now, filling out nicely the tree. And in the spring I'll show you how it looks when I lift it up in the pot a bit. And again, it's not going to stay in this pot, this is just I want to put it in a deepish pot that it can grow in. Eventually I have a marble looking tray that I want to stand it in, and you know, it can be quite shallow and hopefully it'll look quite well. So that's that one. Now some of you might have already seen this one from a previous video I did, and again the same with this one. Buried it, wrapped the roots around, tied him in onto him, and slowly but surely the roots have bedded in, and again slowly but surely lifted him out, and now as you can see the tree is well gripped onto him. And again, it just needs in the spring lifting another bit and putting into its final part, whether it's this part or a different part. That'll be that one sorted. Now the other thing I have, which you can often get, is, if I can move it over now, it's a bit big, this one. I'll just wait now and I'll just put it onto the stand so you can see it a bit better. Okay, this is a bit bigger now. This is a different kettle of fish now. This tree I bought again in a garden centre, and they had it indoors, and again the usual, practically no foliage on it, just big long branches stretching, looking for light, and these huge roots were hanging out the pot, and they were wrapped round and round and round inside the pot, and just looked at a sight. So I took it out, and I was thinking of cutting it, taking a chance, growing it, and hoping that it would reroot from here. But then I decided I would try planting it over a rock. So I didn't have any rock big enough, so I had these aquarium rocks. So I actually cemented them, 3 of them there, cemented the 3 of them together, and I dyed the cement. You can just see some in there, it's a bit kind of orange, and they're solid now, and planted the tree on top of it then. This wasn't one that I buried, this was one that I just planted as is, as you can see it, maybe a bit deeper. So if you have a tree and it's got big long ugly roots, maybe you could think of doing something like this with it, because I know when I got this I was a bit struggling what I was going to do, but now you can see how the roots have gripping around the rocks. They're a bit loose on the rock, they're not, well, some of them are sticking off the rock and that, but you know, it's still solid in the pot, and it kind of gives the impression to me that the rock is kind of eroded away and the tree roots are being exposed. So that's just another Chinese elm. The tree itself is doing really well, as you can see. It's full of leaves now and branches and tight foliage. So yeah, so this was just a video to give you an idea of what you can do. You know, the finished product when you put plants and trees on top of statues or rocks and stuff. They have quite a lot of root over rock plants, but I do like the ones that are over the statues and things, just makes it a bit more interesting. So, hope you enjoyed that video. and we'll see you on the next one.